These two tight ends, story as old as time, man. They just suck. We were hyped. Oh yeah, well don't give me that look. We were hyped for tight ends this year. We got Bowers, we got Kincaid, we got Pitts, we got all these guys. None
Josh,
of them,
have you not looked at like points at
none of
all?
them, none of them
No.
showed up. Nobody
Bowers
showed up.
finished as tight end 3.
Oh, I know he did.
I mean, he
I
scored
know he did.
11.8, but like he finished as tight end 3.
Exactly,
Like
exactly. That's my point.
like I said in the group chat, like all the tight ends suck. I don't care. All the tight ends suck, except unless your name is Isaiah Likely.
It was.
Because
It went like
likely you
this.
suck. Like
It
not
went.
likely, but likely everyone else sucks.
We were like,
I did.
Dalton Kincaid's going to be the number one guy for Josh Allen, right? Brock Bauer. We had a
False.
scenario for every tight end.
Josh Allen is the number one player. Like he doesn't need a player. Like it's
doesn't.
him. He is
It's
the
just,
offense. He's
it's
4
just.
touchdowns. He's the player.
Don't get me started on that.
Do you know how many tight ends scored a touchdown this week?
Jawan Johnson. Let me count them. Jawan Johnson, Likely, Pitts. There was one from the Chiefs, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong on that. No, Graydon. Okay. So I named 3. How many more? Foster Moreau. So that's 4.
Chigoziem Okonkwo.
Oh yeah, Chig
scored a touchdown.
Did I name almost all of them?
You did. You named 4 of the 5, and I don't think you would have got Chig, but
no, I wouldn't have got Chig. I would have not got that guy. I know he's still playing in the league.
Chig finishes tight end 6 this week. Yeah, this is how bad the tight end position was in week 1.
All right, so let's get back to the meat of the matter. We got Dalton Kincaid, who you spent a pretty big piece for Dalton Kincaid. You probably 4th, 5th round. Brock Bowers, in your dynasty league, you spent a 1st round pick and redraft, probably 8th, 9th round, maybe 10th if you're lucky. And you might be going, is Dalton Kincaid not the guy? Is he just another Eric Ebron or whoever you may say, where he just never shows up? And honestly, that's what he did. Eric Ebron never showed up.
That's a callback, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just never showed up to work. So Dalton Kincaid, I'm sitting there going, is he ever going to show up to work? Is he ever going to do anything? I took a shot on Dalton Kincaid this year, and a lot of people did, and he just S all over himself. And I'm going through the waiver wire going, what do I do? What do I do? And then I'm sitting there going, well, gosh, Josh, it's only week 1. It's only week 1. And it was a weird game where Arizona got up early, which you might think Kincaid might be involved. But honestly, what happens is Josh takes over the game, and Josh just does Josh. So hopefully Kincaid can get more involved. He was running routes. It's not like he was sitting there blocking like George Kittle or like Kyle Pitts used to do last year. He was running routes. It's just Josh has to find him. And I don't think he really found him last week. Now, Brock Bowers, I'm excited for Brock Bowers. I think he looked phenomenal out there. There was a time where they were running 3 tight end sets with the Raiders. They were targeting Mayer, Bowers, whoever may be. That's the problem, though. They spread it out too much. So I'm going to ask you, who are you going with, Dalton Kincaid or Brock Bowers for week 2?
This is a Thursday night matchup, too, for the Dalton Kincaid, which is historically awful.
At Miami.
Tight ends. In Miami, yeah. In September.
Tua's never finished in the top 12 against Buffalo. I can't remember the last time Miami beat Buffalo. They might have done it last year. I can't remember. But they never beat. Josh Allen owns Tua and the Dolphins. Like, I'm terrified. I'm a Dolphins fan. We're on the Fins Talk Sports Network. I'm terrified.
Who scored for Buffalo last week? Like, who got the receiving touchdowns?
Josh Allen scored 2 on the ground.
And 2 in the air.
Shakir scored a touchdown. Remember, he had that one that he jumped in the goal line. He almost hit his head. Shakir scored a touchdown, and I think the other touchdown wasn't Keon Coleman. Was it Keon Coleman? It definitely wasn't Dalton Kincaid. I know that for a fact. But I know it was Shakir. And it was a blur. Guys,
that's the problem, is that, like, if Kincaid still didn't even get production when he is supposed to be the number 1 guy on that team.
Who said he's number 1? Who said that?
Everybody. I mean,
But
literally, but
us, right? Us.
none of us knew. You're not wrong. None of us actually
We're not in the
play.
meetings.
We're not in the meetings. You're right.
We don't know.
I'm trying to look. Let's see. Josh Allen scored 2 rushing touchdowns. Khalil Shakir and Mac
Shakir.
Hollins.
Oh yeah, I should have known Matt Collins. I should have known that.
Dalton
Yeah,
Kincaid had 1 single reception
2
last
targets.
week. 2
2 targets.
targets, 1 reception. That's not good.
Ran 25 routes.
That's not good.
He ran routes though. He just wasn't targeted. And it's not that you keep on saying it's not good. Players can have down games. Like, are we going to bench Chris Olave because he
But
wasn't targeted?
but here's the thing: is like Chris Olave has other targets on the offense that is going to take protection off of. Is Kincaid not getting the targets because he's being double covered? He's being covered by a corner rather than a linebacker because he is one of the premier tight ends in the league, and they see Kincaid as the threat. Where if they cover Kincaid, Josh Allen has to go somewhere else to throw the ball to somebody who probably doesn't have better hands than him.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Probably.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not saying this. This is not a statement to all you people watching. To the 107 live right now tonight on Wednesday night on 9/11. All you 100 plus people watching, thank you so
Never
much.
forget.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button because this is a. I'm just asking a question. Can Josh Allen read a defense, or is he a one read guy and just run? I'm asking a question because I don't know.
Josh, to be fair, I play Madden and NCAA a lot like Josh Allen, where I look at one guy and then I run the ball. So,
I'm not saying Josh does that or Josh Allen does that. I'm not saying he
but
does
it
that.
seems that way.
But I'm just asking a legitimate question because Jaden Daniels, we saw that. He was a run read guy against the Buccaneers, and then he ran. And a lot of guys do that. And Josh has this situation where he likes to play hero ball. That's why there's so many turnovers. And is he a guy who goes, okay, my play is to throw it to Mac Hollins? Oh, shoot, Mac's covered. We got pressure coming from the side. I'm bigger than them, or I can run. Let me just go run instead of actually finding the open guy. And he gets more credit for being awesome because he actually can make the plays, unlike other quarterbacks. I'm not hating on Josh for doing this. I'm just simply asking the question to the real football professionals. Can he just not read a defense? I'm just asking. I think he can.
I can't tell you. I don't watch tape.
I'm
So
not a
it's
professional tape watcher. I'm not an
so
all 22 guy.
so I want to put some context before I make my pick here. Brock Bowers had 8 targets, 6 receptions. He led the entire team in targets. He actually had more. He had the same amount of receptions as the next person did in targets, and that was 6. And that tied Devontae Adams' targets and Alexander Madison's targets. Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, Alexander Madison, apparently. I think the Raiders just have more options. And if you look at Gardner Minshew last year, he went to the tight end everywhere and their receivers. So he's not just looking at one specific guy. He is reading the entire defense and going to where he needs to go to get the ball out of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
I like Brock Bowers in this matchup. I do. However, he is playing against the Ravens defense, and that does concern me. Now, if we want to talk about what is Josh Allen going to do, the Bills, like you mentioned, own the Dolphins, so they probably are going to be up. Are they going to be passing the ball a lot? Are they going to be handing it off more? Is Josh Allen going to take the ball on the ground more? Whereas the Raiders are probably going to be playing down because they're against the Ravens, so he might have to get the ball out to Brock Bowers more. So I'm going to make the bold choice to start Brock Bowers. And Dave, you can call me dumb later.
Well, I'm not Dave, and I know you're talking to Dirtbag, but I'll call you dumb because I'm going Kincaid. Just for the fact that you're not dumb. I just joke. I kid. But I do
To
think
be fair, I started my statement thinking I was going to say Kincaid, and then I talked myself into Bowers.
I'm going Kincaid this week strictly because I think it's going to be a track meet. It's still hot as hell in Miami. This isn't a December game. This isn't a game where Tua can't even move or even breathe half the time when he played that one playoff game. It's going to be a situation where they're going to need to score points. And I think Miami is going to struggle covering everybody because that's what they kind of do. If you saw Evan Ingram, he got open last week. Brian Thomas kind of torched them. Jalen Ramsey got burnt by Brian Thomas at least 3 times. It was embarrassing. Brian Thomas, by the way, best rookie receiver. You heard it here first. I think he's going to be the best out of all three of these, honestly. Anyway, back to Kincaid. I think he's going to get open against Miami. He's going to do the things he needs to do. He's going to get more involved. But I don't hate Brock Bowers this week against Baltimore, although we saw them shut down Travis Kelce. And was that a situation where Travis Kelce shut himself down? I did make this statement before, and this has nothing to do with Brock Bowers, but is Rashee Rice the new Travis Kelce? Because he was the guy running those routes. He was the guy finding the soft spots. He was the guy. Every single time you saw Rashee Rice run, it was like, oh, that's Kelsey's old route. Just watch the games, guys. You'll see it. So back to the whole Baltimore situation. Maybe they just know how to cover the tight end because they shut down Kelce. Are they going to shut down Brock Bowers? That's what I'm afraid of. And I don't think Miami has the linebackers or the secondary to shut down Kincaid.